looking at a game today called Sapiens. Now Sapiens isn't out in English at the moment, it's only out in French, but it is coming your way because I've heard the Yellow have picked it up, and so it's coming to us English speaking players. Not that you need to speak English to play this game, because this game is like playing dominoes. In this game you take control of a tribe of cavemen, and no, not that sort of cavemen. That's better. You take control of a group of cavemen and you go from cave to cave, and this gives you points. And along your route you're collecting food, which again gives you points. As I said, this game plays like dominoes. Let's take a closer look at how it works. At the beginning of the game, each player will set up a map in front of them like this. You build this map from 2 tiles, which you connect together, and they're double-sided and they're all different. So you can make a combination of different forests and plains, however you play. Hey. And then you take a colour of your choice, so I've chosen red here. You get these little red tokens for attacking the other players, because there's a little bit of player versus player. You have these tokens, which are special powers, and then you place these on the caves around the board and the waterfall, and you do this randomly, and then you reveal them to see where these can be collected from. After you've done that, you place your 2 scoring tokens at 0, but I'm just going to give you a demonstration of how scoring works. As you can see, you have 2 scoring tokens. You have 1 for caves and 1 for food. Okay, at the end of the game, you remove the highest scoring ones, so green, red, blue and yellow, and that will tell you who the winner is. There you can see. So you put all your scoring tokens on at 0. Each player will then take 4 tiles, and this will be their reserve, and these tiles are resemble dominoes. This is a special promotion one, so ignore that. It's not in the base game, but as you can see, they're like dominoes. They got 2 sides. There's also 5 placed in the middle, and this is a reserve, and depending on the number of players, X amount of these tiles will be taken out and chucked back into the box. You will have some meat tokens, you have a first player token, and you have these bear tiles, and obviously you'll have this scoring board. Now, how does the game play? Gameplay is simple. You're basically taking one of your tiles from your reserve and placing it on your board, and then replacing that tile with another from the middle pool reserve, and that's it. And then you'll be going on to your next turn, and you'll be putting another domino on, and then you're replacing that, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So let's get into the intricacies of the game. Intricacies, he said. I can start at any of the caves situated around the board, depending on the icon. So I could start at this stone cave, or I could start at this fist cave, but I could not start at this house cave because this space is inaccessible to get this. Okay, what I'll do is I'll start from this cave here, because there's a token on it. Stone, I get to keep this as well, and I get to score 6 cave points because there was a token on it. If there hadn't been a token on it, I would only score 4 cave points. As I said, what I'll do is I'll replace that tile from one from the reserve, and then turn over another tile for the reserve, and then game goes round the table. My second turn will be obviously to connect domino styling like so. So I'd have to put a fist next to a fist. What that will do is that will give me 1 food point, because that's the connecting spaces, and then it would activate this power of the fist, which I'll go through later. Now if I'd put it here, it would have given me 2 food points. Actually, I'm going to use this one here. So I'm going to put that there. I get 2 food points, and then I activate the fist action. And then what I do is I recuperate another tile domino to place there. Next turn comes around. Now I could do several things. I could use this one here to go here if I wanted to. I'd get 2 food points and then I'd activate the house power. And the other thing is, you have these forest areas and you have these plain areas. Now you can deforest any of the forest areas like I've done here. I've turned them into plains, but I cannot turn a plain into a forest unless I have a special power which lets me do that. So what I'm going to do instead is I am going to play this tile here and I'm going to place it here because this will lead me back into a cave, which will give me 6 points because the fist is there, and the house is there. I'd get 2 food points. I'd activate that power and then I get this power to keep as well. Ha ha ha, this is good. I replace this, and as you can see, you can do big combinations like this. I could connect these together here, but obviously I'd have to do that because I could not put a forest on a plane. And then I could do this as well, and then I'd activate 2 of these powers. So I'd activate this power twice and this power twice. Gameplay just keeps going around like this. Now let's talk about the powers. There are 8 special powers in the game, and they are activated by either using one of your tiles. They're one shot, so you turn them over once they're used, or normally it's when you connect 2 tiles together which have the same symbol. Water. If you connect 2 water tiles together, you get to exchange one of your tiles from your reserve with another player or with the reserve pool. Or you can just use the tile and do the same thing and flip it over. The house. If you connect 2 houses together, you get 3 cave points immediately. Again, the token you can use as a one-off and get 3 points instantly. The mammoth. You connect 2 of these together, you get to take a piece of meat with you. If you wish to, you can cash that in for points. And this is a bit of a push your luck element. As you can see on the scoreboard here, the more meat you have at the time you cash it in, the more food points you will get. So, push your luck as much as you can. The token works a little differently. You connect the meat, but you cannot cash in. You just connect an extra piece of meat, et voila. Continue. Connect 2 bones together, you can have another go. So you can immediately play another tile. But the thing is, you will not collect food points and you will not activate the special power. But if you do happen to go into a cave, you do get the cave points. That's a one-time use even with the tile. Connecting 2 fists together means that you go on a bit of a raid. What you can do is you take one of your fist tokens and you can give it to another player and place it on one of their tiles in their reserve, like so. If a player uses that tile, what will happen is you will steal a food point from them. So you get a +1 food and they get a -1 food. You return your token and game continues as normal. Same with the token. Connecting 2 stones together or using the stone power, you can get to take one of the tiles off of the board. This is especially important for those ones which are stuck in the water corners on either side and help you use those powers later on in the game. The tree gives you forest power. When you collect 2 together, you get a bonus food point. So instead of collecting 1 food point, I'd actually collect 2. And so as you can see, you can get a maximum of 5 food points if you place it in the right place. But this tile works a little differently. What this lets you do is it lets you forest a plane. So for example, if I use it, I can put this tile here, making this now a forest because it was a plane before, which is a break in the rules. And finally, there's fire. If you connect fire, you can either scare a bear away or scare a bear onto someone else's territory. This is a bear tile. You basically, if you want to, you can place it on another player's tile and it'll block that space for them. Also, you can take a food point for each tile that it touches. So in this case, it touches 1 tile, so I'd only get 1 food point from them. But if I put it here, I'd get 3 points from them. But the thing is, it doesn't really block them that much if you know what I'm saying. And as I said, if you've got a bear on your terrain, you can connect 2 fires together to scare the bear away, freeing up the space. The tile works exactly the same. So the game keeps going round, you place a tile on your board, you replace your reserve, and it keeps going until the reserve pool in the middle is empty. Once it's empty, everyone has 1 more turn each, and then you look at the scoreboard, you remove your highest scoring marker off of it, and that will leave the final resolute score. And then you decide, well, you don't decide, but that will decide who the winner is. So what do I think of this? Good? Bad? Or ugly? Sapiens is a board game that not everybody should try to copy, right? I mean that in the nicest sense, okay? A few years ago, King of Tokyo came out, and it used the ancient old mechanic of rolling dice like Yahtzee, you got 3 of it. And then all of a sudden there were 50 other games which did the same thing. And some of those games were just games that were rethemed from other games. What is the point? Seriously. So I'm hoping that not everybody is going to copy the domino mechanic, and then we have Panchmimic, the domino game, if you know what I mean. The game's beautiful, the artwork is lovely. This game's aimed at families, but it's a bit more thinky than some other games. It's a little bit more heavier. If you've got AP or you're playing with AP players, watch out. This game will slow down with these kind of people playing, okay? The components are lovely, chunky pieces. The artwork is beautiful. I've already probably said that. I like the end of game mechanic where it's not your highest score which is going to win you the game. It is your lowest score. So you have to be careful. Okay, the box insert looks practical and looks beautiful, but it's not. These pieces are really hard to put in it and get out. It's a bit too tight, but that's my only niggle. It's a refreshing game. There's not a lot of games like this, and that's great. Hopefully there won't be a lot of games like this because it would just ruin it. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic game. I recommend this one very highly.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.